Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, I'd like to thank you all for dropping by and giving me your time. I am Eric Daniel Coughlin, and this is another episode of Just My Thoughts. So today, what we're going to be doing is breaking down the Chicago Bulls as whole, full spectrum, just like we did last episode. Last episode we broke down the Bears. We broke down, I gave you guys my 53-man roster, the whole breakdown of the Chicago Bears. I'm going to do the same for the Chicago Bulls. So, in NBA, you get a maximum 15-man roster. And in most case scenarios, you usually dress 13. You got 2 on the sidelines undressed. Here lately, it's been a popular thing to see 12 guys dress. It's just part of what's going on in the NBA and how the NBA is built. And generally, your bottom 5 are generally, in most case scenarios, they are your G League players, your minor league players that play on your summer league team. It's for training to train and boost those guys up. Your younger players, it's like it's just an extra little season. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it's like a tournament for young players. Summer league. Everyone knows what it is. So anyway, that being said, my 15-man roster for your Chicago Bulls. Obviously, we're going to just break it down. It's really going to be hard to break down by position. But that's what we're going to attempt to do here. All right, so starting point guard, Kobe White. Starting shooting guard, Zach LaVine. Starting small forward, Josh Giddey. But on the roster, Josh Giddey will be listed as a point guard. That's what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. Power forward, Patrick Williams. Center, Nicholas Vucevic. Your 6-man, Ayo Dosunmu. Your point guard off the bench, Lonzo Ball. Your small forward off the bench, Julian Phillips. Your power forward on the bench, rookie Matas Buzelis. Your bench 5, your center on the bench, Jalen Smith. Those are 10 guys guaranteed to dress. Those are the 10 ways they are all going to play. Your 3 injured reserve players for your top 13. Number 1, Javon Carter, point guard. Number 2, Torrey Craig, small forward / power forward. And 1, Dallin Terry, small forward / power forward / shooting guard / Dallin Terry can do a lot of different things. Then, quite possibly, a 4th injured reserve slot, because I just got to give him a position. So, player 14. Adam, which it looks like Adam on paper, but it's Adam Sanogo. He was a rookie last year. He played G League for us. He played Summer League for us. This year, he's played G League. He's played Summer League. Last year, he filled in for one Andre Drummond for like the last 6 games on the season to give Drummond rest for the play-in bracket game. And Sanogo came in, averaged 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists in the bottom 6 games of last season. So he's definitely getting a roster spot, roster 14, Adam Sanogo. Then roster slot 15. That's the question, because I don't know who else is left. We picked up Kenny Lofton Jr., but I assume that's going to be for the G League. I assume Kenny Lofton Jr. does not make this Bulls team. He will not make my team. Talked about, who else would be left on the squad. Let's break it down. Point guards. Point guards, you got Ayo Dosunmu, Lonzo Ball, Kobe White, Josh Giddey. 4 point guards. Shooting guards, you got Chris Duarte, you got Zach LaVine. You could slot Dallin Terry there. You could. 2/3 shooting guards. Small forwards. Small forward, you got Julian Phillips, Torrey Craig. We're slotting Giddey as a small forward, but he's a point guard. So that's 2 wings / Dallin Terry. Dallin Terry's in there twice. Power forwards, same thing. Torrey Craig, Julian Phillips, Patrick Williams. You could slot Modest Buzelis at the power forward slot. So really, I don't have a 15th player. So that might be our Chicago Bulls as of now. That's 14 slots filled. 15 if we give it to Kenny Lofton. I'm not giving it to Kenny Lofton, which means I have an available position. So what does all this mean? Is this good? Is this bad? Are the Bulls in trouble? How are we breaking it down? So we got 14 guys. This is how we're going to break this down. We got 14 guys, first of all. Out of these 14 guys, we've got multiple All-Star Nikola Vucevic, who's in the top 5 best centers in the NBA. I prefer him over everyone in the NBA. So by Mr. C, which is me, Eric Daniel Coughlin, I've got the best center in the NBA. So I'm very happy there. I got a guy named Zach LaVine who, before he got hurt 2 years in a row, was taking the league by storm, was up there within the top 5 shooting guards of the NBA, and then gets hurt, and then the league kind of forgets how good he really is. And we've even worked on trying to trade him since the middle of last year, so there might be a little bit of bad blood. But you know what bad blood generates? It generates self-esteem issues. So I think Zach LaVine's going to tear it up and have a great season. If Zach LaVine can stay healthy, play all 82 games, I would honor him to trade him wherever he wants to go. If he gives me one great year, I think that could happen. So that's 2-time All-Star Zach LaVine. 2-time dunk champion Zach LaVine, coming off healthy, hasn't been seen in 2 damn years. It's really hard to stop what you're not used to seeing. Zach LaVine is going to have a good year. Nikola Vucevic always has a good year, so that's 2 good things. Well, Josh Giddey's only a 21-year-old point guard who we're going to slide at the small forward. We did the same thing with Ayo Dosunmu. Guess what Ayo Dosunmu is? Point guard. Guess what he played all year last year, 78 games? Small forward. It just happens. It's going to happen. It's going to happen again. Ayo's going to be in a slot all fucking year. He's the 6th man this year. Go Ayo. Anyway, let's not get off track. So we got a point guard, Josh Giddey, slotted at the small forward, just like Ayo Dosunmu. This is what I predict out of young 21-year-old Josh Giddey, the Australian badass. I think he's going to average about 15 points a game, 13 assists a game, and a rugged 7 rebounds a game. I'm going to say he damn near averages a double-double and does it all year long. He's going to tear it up passing the ball. 13 assists a game. That's my bold prediction out of one Josh Giddey. So All-Star this year. So now we're already looking at 3 All-Stars. 3 All-Stars. Kobe White. I think the expectation of Kobe White for me might be a little high. It might be higher than the rest of the league. Might be higher even than the organization. But I look at Kobe White and I tell him, I paid you to have the keys. I handed you the keys last year. This is what you got to get for me. I need 24 points a game out of Kobe White. Roughly 6 or 7 assists a game out of Kobe White. Roughly 4-5 rebounds a game out of Kobe White. And roughly, just a steal a game. Look, you don't have to get 2 steals a game, but some games I'd like to see you get 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get 80 steals this year. You don't have to be a dominant defender. You just have to be a pretty reliable one. I'm asking you that. And this is the reason why. First of all, you're coming into year 6. We just paid you a 4-year extension. We paid you the second highest contract of the offseason last year. You kind of owe us what we kind of paid you for. So that being said, it's an expectation. But with great expectation becomes great reward. We've already paid you to be an All-Star. So all we're asking you is be an All-Star. 4 All-Stars this year. Kobe White makes All-Stars. Then, and this is all within my starting 5. Then there's the Patrick Williams factors. This is an expectation out of Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, I just paid you 5-year, $90 million. I extended you and I don't even like you. The look of you makes me sick. Seeing you get hurt all the time makes me sick. The fact that I can look up your career stats and you've barely played 1 season in 4 years, everything about you makes me sick. But my organization extended you for a 5-year deal, so this is what I expect out of you, young man. 16 points a game. 16 rebounds a game. 3 blocks a game. We pay you to be an elite power forward. We drafted you to be an elite power forward. You're going into year 5 and fresh off of a $90 million year deal, contract, 5-year deal. You got a max extension. We haven't max extended a Chicago Bull in a very long time. But we did for you. No, I don't think you're a future all-star, but I think you better bring your fucking ass all year long. You are my weakest link, Patrick Williams. And I paid you 5-year, $90 million. Expectations better be exceeded. They're high, but they are overdue by you, young man. Then I look at the bench. Oh, I look at the bench. Now, I just told you my starting 5. I think I got about 4 potential all-stars out of my starting 5. That's what I just told you. Now hear what I'm telling you again. Already, spoiler alert, I already foreclosed it. Ayo Dosunmu, my 6th man. I think he's going to be the 6th man of the year. That's an expectation. Well, that's a great expectation. Yeah, it's a great expectation, but let me tell you something. For the last 4 years, Ayo Dosunmu has been doing more than average ball. Ayo Dosunmu has been within the top 25 players in the NBA since he's been drafted. He's, and he's not even done. Look, he's just now peaking. I think he's a secret weapon. So, yes, for Mr. C, the expectation is 6th man of the year. I think that's doable. I think I'm not even saying you owe it to me. I'm not saying it's overdue. I'm saying it's an accolade that everybody should want. And I think it's an accolade that you're going to deserve, young man. I absolutely love you. Ayo Dosunmu's numbers coming off the bench. This is a Mr. C, prediction, if you will. I think Ayo's going to average 18 points a game this year. Average. Every time Ayo wakes up, he's going to get 18 points this year. I think Ayo's going to average 9 points every time, or 9 rebounds, every time Ayo wakes up this year. In the lanes, 9 rebounds. Don't even know where they're coming from. Because he's got a point guard background. 7 assists all year. He's going to be the 3rd best passer on the team this year. What? Yes. You better fucking believe it. He's going to produce numbers that are going to make you wish he started 82 games for the Chicago Bulls. But I believe he's going to come off the bench for 82 games for the Chicago Bulls and be this year's 6th man, your 6th man of the year 2024-2025 campaign, Ayo Dosunmu. I'm telling you, this is true. So, if you're not picking up what I'm selling already, that's 5 badass players the Chicago Bulls have. We don't have 5 good players. We already got 5 badass players. Ayo should be a starter. He's just not going to because of the giddy factor. But he should be. And needless to say, if we do off Patrick Williams, if we trade him, if we trade Zach, if there's a hidden package Mr. C don't know about, and Zach and Patrick are out the door, Ayo comes straight on over to the starting rotation, baby, where he belongs. That's how good Ayo Dosunmu is. Moving forward. Let me get a swig of my tea. I think we got another hidden weapon, and we drafted him this year. His name is Matas Buzelis. Listen, I watched Summer League. He dominated. I found out he was a G League player. I went back and watched, all the G League highlights. He's in almost every freaking G League highlight that you can find on the web. Matas is there. So I was like, damn, he looks really good. Let's just watch Summer League. Guess what I thought? I thought, damn, he looks so fucking good. Listen, unknown rookie. Don't nobody even know about Matas Buzelis, and I swear, as long as I've been alive and as strong as I am a Bulls fan, I would start Matas Buzelis. I'm telling you, if there's a trade package we don't know about, Matas and Ayo come straight over as starters, and I'm all right with it. Bring it fucking on. But I think Matas Buzelis is in the ranks for Rookie of the Year, coming off the bench, averaging a double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds, maybe 3 assists, 2 blocks. You say, what? I say he can probably... Matas Buzelis' rookie year coming off the bench and 100 blocks is not crazy. It only sounds crazy if you've never seen him play. I'm telling you, this dude's going to take the league by storm in the runs for Rookie of the Year, coming off the bench, averaging a double-double. Matas Buzelis. Hey, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Bulls have 6 badass players. We're still not done. How about Jalen Smith? We got him from Indiana. We worked out a deal. I think it's a 4-year, $24 million dollar deal. I think that's a steal and a half. Look, this guy come off of Indiana's bench for the last 3 years. Indiana's been in the playoffs for the last 3 years. Do you see how deep they ran last year? Do you see how strong they were? This guy, another guy. This is going to sound crazy, I know, right? Because, hey, do you even watch NBA? Yes, I love the NBA. I've been watching the NBA since I was a wee little lad. I grew up in the Michael Jordan era. That's what I'm talking about. So, what I'm telling you is I think he can average 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 or 4 assists. I think he could damn near mirror what Modest is going to do. Like I said, spectacular numbers for Modest because he's a rookie, unknown rookie. But if there's spectacular numbers, period, that's 2 guys bringing spectacular numbers coming off the bench. And with Ayo Dosunmu come, do you see what I'm putting down? I think the Chicago Bulls have the strongest bench in the NBA coming up this season. 2 guys nearly averaging double-doubles. 1 guy running for the 6th man of the year, and we're still not done. So we worked out the deal. We lost, DeMar DeRozan. He goes. Sacramento Kings, they're going to be really good out there in the West. Just keep your eyes on the Sacramento Kings. All you Kings fans out there, you guys are going to be good. However, we brought in a pretty young athletic guard. He can run the court. He can play defense. Chris Duarte is not going to wow you with his numbers, but what if he comes off the bench averaging, 9 points, averaging, 6 assists, averaging, 3 rebounds? Hey, for a shooting guard, I'll take those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Those are numbers that have been missed. So those are good numbers. Moving the ball on the bench is going to be very important. It's going to be very hard to do because I don't expect Ayo to be passing it a whole lot. Yeah, pass it, feed the beast, give it to Modest, you know what I'm saying? But nobody else. I expect him to be a little bit selfish. So I expect the guy that's not going to be selfish is Chris Duarte, helping moving the ball. Good job. Producing good numbers coming off the bench, helping that bench be strong. Thank you, Chris Duarte. And then Julian Phillips is going to be another guy. I mean, what's going to surprise you about Julian Phillips is how fast he can run and how high he can jump. That's what's going to wow you about this guy. He's like a track star in a basketball gym. It's pretty impressive to watch him. No, he's not very reliable shooting the 3 ball, but he can make them, obviously. I've seen him do it in the NBA. I've seen him do it in the Summer League. He can make them. He's not going to shock you with how many he can make, but he can make them. What's going to shock you is how far he can jump to dunk the ball. His dunks are electrifying. I wouldn't be surprised if he can blow up coming off the bench, maybe averaging 8 points, maybe averaging, 4 rebounds, 4 to 6 rebounds, 4 to 6 points, mirroring points to rebounds kind of guy. But the blocks coming all day. I think coming off the bench, he's going to be the 3rd best defender on the bench. Within the top 5 guys getting blocks on the team. This guy's definitely getting minutes, no doubt about it. And then, our injury reserves have to be touched on. Torrey Craig is very competitive, very good. The problem is he's going to be 27, 28 years old. He's kind of one of the older guys in the locker room. 27 doesn't sound like it's old, and it's not. Even in the NBA, it's not. But the problem is all these other guys are 21, 22, 18, 19. They're running circles around him like it's not pretty in practice. If you guys just look up some Bulls training camp, look up some Bulls practices, it's not a pretty sight when he's failing with the speed. Javon Carter just launching threes like he thinks he's a splash brother. Javon Carter hurts us. He gets happy feet, wants to shoot too much. And then Dallin Terry, it's no shot to him. It's not that I think he's a lack of talent, but we're going to ask a lot of him and find out what he can do. I think even though I got him listed as an injured reserve player, of the bottom 3, he's definitely getting playing time. I think there's a scenario for the Chicago Bulls. I think there's going to be games where we will be way more competitive than the league's going to be ready for. Just mark my words on that. And we're still not done. Even though I'm on injury reserves, I left one off, and we're going to cap up with him. I left him off on purpose. Even with, so Dallin Terry will get playing time. Maybe not a lot, but he'll get some. Torrey Craig get playing time. Maybe not a lot, but he'll get some. Javon Carter will get playing time. Maybe not a lot, but he'll get some. Our injured reserves will play. All 13 players. All 13 dressed players will get playing time. And the biggest question is, will Lonzo do the damn thing, right? So that's the big question. Well, if you're not asking him to do a lot, the answer is hell yeah, of course he's going to. He's going to be successful. His year back, his year one. You think Billy Donovan's going to ask a lot of him? No. I think he's going to come off the bench. I think he's going to be the point guard. But I think it's going to be heavy on Io. I think Lonzo Ball's job is only shoot if you're open and give Io the ball. So let's just say 6 to 8 points, which is respectful for a guy's missed 3 years of basketball. And let's just say something crazy like 13 assists a game. Because he's going to play with Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic sometimes. He's almost always going to play with Ayo Dosunmu and Modest Buzelis. So at any given time that Lonzo Ball is on the court, he's going to have 4 guys to pass the ball to. I'm telling you, we're going to be quick as hell. Hey, look, I'm telling you, just watch some training camp. We're fast, boy. Ayo Dosunmu can run. Kobe White can run. Zach LaVine's looking healthy. Modest is a quick player. This dude can dribble the ball. I mean, he can play small forward at 6'10". I think we're going to transition him into a stretch 5. I think he's Nikola Vucevic's replacement. I think we got to add 15 to 20 pounds on him, but keep him slim where he can keep on running the way he's running. I'm telling you, I would give up Patrick Williams for him in a starting position, and I wouldn't bat my eye. I would be excited over it. That's how good the Chicago Bulls team is. So, ladies and gentlemen, what am I saying? Because I got to slide it around the 8th or 7th seed. But I also can see competitive sides of we could be in the top 5. We could win our division. What? Are you serious? In many ways, I'm very serious that we can win our division. I do think Indiana has a lot of young, fresh talent, but I think we got a young, fresh talent. I think I can make the case that we upgraded drastically. There's going to be a lot of passing the ball this year. There's going to be a lot of three-point wide open shooting this year. There's going to be capable guys of shooting that 3 ball with Zach LaVine, with Josh Giddey, with Ayo Dosunmu, with Nikola Vucevic, with Kobe White, with Lonzo Ball. Are you hearing these names that I'm dropping? These are all guys that can light the gym out at the 3-ball position. We increased offensively at a really high rate that people are it's going under the radar. People are sleeping on how good Josh Giddey is. And not the fact that people are forgetting how good Zach LaVine was. And I don't think no one is taking the Lonzo Ball comeback seriously. And I think all of those things favor for the Chicago Bulls having a wonderful season. And that's how we're going to wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked the show, if you enjoyed what you heard and you like what you see, always feel free to cash at me, Eric Daniel Coughlin, #Coughlin Pride. Have a nice day, and go Bulls.